everyone. Let's talk about over financial markets trader. Basically, this morning I just want to look into some recording of some activities that we might be looking for next week. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing this recording review on some different pairs. I'm going to try and make sure that it's a short video so that you can see some insights into what is happening. Right, so basically starting with the dollar card, right? I made a call on dollar card during the week for the sell of dollar card that's around 134.80 zone, right? And then obviously that sell has given close to about 50 pips or more. All right. Basically, what we're seeing in the dollar card right now is the dollar card is kind of balancing. Okay. And when the market is in balance, what you can expect from that is the market wouldn't really move much. It will be bouncing between 2 points. All right. So as you can see, this high point and this low point are the areas where the market is balancing from, and it's a total of about 175, about 170 pips, where you can catch it from the low and buy the lows or sell the highs. That is just the only thing that you might be doing with this market right now. All right, so if we go to a much more lower time frame, as this is a daily time frame, to actually see how the play is going to be playing now. Right, so basically once we are above this 200-day moving average, we know that the bulls is in control. All right, so the buyings, we have more strength behind it. All right, until we are able to break this level here. All right, and then we see proper buying until we are able to break 135.23 zone. We won't see the proper buying resumption, but for now we're going to be playing the range. That is what we have right there. Okay, so going to a 30 minutes time frame, what we can see is after the previous day, which is before last Friday, on Thursday, after we see this run up, okay, which all the EMAs has crossed, everything is above the 200. We can see that it's on a full throttle. The day kind of closed with a lower high to the previous high. All right, so that's a sign at first to be looking for possibility of down move. All right, because we've got this high and then we retrace back down, we form a lower high. The new session, the agent session opens. All right, and when the session open, what I like about the agent session is you can use it as a gauge of where you're going to be trading. Right, so we've got about 16, 17 pips of Asian sessions high and low. Right, so when the London session opens, you want to check the first 30 minutes at the open. So this is the first 30 minutes, this is the second 30 minutes. So what we invariably have over here is we have what is called open and drive to the lower side. All right, and driving to the lower side will be taking us towards the overnight inventory of the previous day as well. So this is the overnight high and this is the overnight low. All right, so in those areas you can expect to see the same traders that support the buying from here to be giving the price a little bit of push up as well. But what you have to be taking note is the structure that you're seeing here, which is the highs, lower highs, another lower highs, and prices and coming down. So you can see the weakness coming in, all right, as we carry on. Obviously in the terms of the highs becoming lower and lower. All right, so once we have it open that drives down like that, what we can expect is continuation to the lower side. But the best way to attack that is to look for price in a way whereby we're gonna be having opportunity to short this to the downside, which means we're going to be looking for price to come higher. So when we see an area of support, which is going to be the area of a previous overnight low, coming together with all these EMA bounces, the 200, the 63 EMA, we know that we definitely have a support over there. All right, so if I put an horizontal line here, So at every support, we should definitely expect a bounce. Okay, so we have a support over here. So the first bounce did not produce much. We are noting all the highs of the session. All right, so this is high of London, which we couldn't possibly get that particular trade. All right, just because we have to wait for the London session open. So we'll be noting for the rejection of this support area for the support to actually act and push price up. So we didn't get much of a push, bounce back on support, a little bit of a push, all right, bounce back on support. When the US session opened again, we saw this multiple sell-off in the price. Okay, the multiple sell-off in the price, however, comes from another open drive back into support. Right, so getting back into this support pushes us all the way down to a new session low. So seeing this new session low, however, is coinciding with going deeper into much area of support, which pushes the price back up. And what you are watching for is the high of this session. So when the high of London and the high of and the eye of US kind of meets one another, yet knowing fully well that the trend is down, which is what we are looking for based on this eye, lower eye, further lower eye, right? And then we gain this push up. Okay, initially what we would have had is we would have had a trend line that's on this like this, on this eyes and that eye, all right? And then we are breaking this particular trend line, which is something that we should always watch out for. And then we are breaking it into the highs of London. At the highs of London, that's where we find rejection to continue to follow through in the direction of the trend, all right, which end up taking us below the overnight low. Right, so this would have been the amazing trade, and it's a trade of about 38 pips. For anybody who managed to catch that again, congratulations on the dollar card. All right, so going into the new week now, right? So what we want to look into is how are we going into the new week? Okay, so if I take this and delete it, excuse me, Control Z. Let me put it back on. Sorry. So going into the new week now, what we're looking for is we know fully well that price has given us some kind of an inside day compared to previous days. So there can be possibility for a breakdown to the downside, which is going to be breaking into another area of support where we can find rejection to push price up. All right. And then obviously that is what we're going to be looking for. So we're going to be looking for a sell off slightly into all this congested area, and then we're going to be looking for price and pushing up. But just because we have an inside there, it's still continuation of the balancing effort that we are seeing. So we do not expect much of dollar card in the new week. So the way that it's going to be played is going to be simply like this. So looking into the Asian session, we want to see the overnight highs and lows of the Asian session. All right. So once the overnight highs and lows of the Asian session from waking up into London, the highs and lows of that overnight will be a reference point for us. We need to always have a reference point. All right. And that is going to be forming somewhere around there. So say, for example, this is what we're going to have. The overnight high and low will probably be around this particular zone. And you can see we have some daily highs and lows in that zone, which is likely going to have that support for price. So we can then see a push up in price, but we've been monitoring that push up in price with our trend line. Okay. So we'll be monitoring the push up in price with our trend line, such that the break of this trend line now after the first touch, this is more or less like the second touch, but the third touch, the break of this trend line to the upside might first of all encounter a fake out, right? And that fake out will lead to further push down in price as might be expected, because the value is actually the value that we are seeing in the dollar card right now is weakening, but it's weakening in a bracket or in a consolidation phase. So that bracket or consolidation phase, let me bring this up like this so that you can see where I'm coming from. So coming into the new week, we are going to be looking at that particular trend, all right? And that particular trend is sitting currently on some areas which are previous daily highs and lows. So you can see these days, all right? So what is ultimate to us is how can we trade this down to this level so that we can push down on the sell. The structure is showing us that it's the sellers that are in control, so we can find a break of that Asian session to push the price down to all these levels. Okay, so once we get into all these levels, this is our area of buyback to push the price up. All right, so note your level 133.77. If price managed to push down to that side, you want to be a buyer of those areas and push price back up. If price forms an overnight low in this area and breaks this trend line to the upside, then obviously that's when you want to be a buyer to the upside. All right, but for now, if we break the overnight highs and lows of the Asian session, we're looking to take this when the London session open, we're looking to take this down to about 54 pips to the lower side. Okay, so that is the kind of play that we're going to be looking for. So we want to wait for the overnight lows to form first of all, and that overnight low, we want to see whether it's going to break this trend line on the dollar card. Okay, if it breaks it to the upside and then didn't give us a fake out, the best thing is for you to wait for the close of the candle if you know that you are a touchy-feely type of a person. So that is it on the dollar card. What we're going to be looking for is a move to this trend line on the Asian side, all right, and then we hit that trend line and we want to see the push down to this level. Okay, and at this level is where we're going to be buying back. All right, we're going to be buying back, looking for rejection, looking for some kind of rejection. So what we want to see is we want to see a candle playing down to this level. It can go through it, okay, and at the close of that 30-minute candle, we want to see whether we're going to see continuation. All right, so look at the way this 30 minutes candle come down here, right? See that? That sell off. All right, if that sell off is so powerful and strong, the next candle wouldn't close back into it. So you have your reference point of 133.77. All right, if you saw a candle playing down in that zone, and then we want to see whether we're gonna have a follow through of the play down to continue to go downside, or we're gonna see the rejection. But because the market is balancing, I kind of potentially be looking for the rejection more than anything else. So that is it for me on dollar card. I hope it helps going into the new week. Thanks.